Good morning and welcome to the second week of Vlogmas. I am in our holiday cottage. We are just outside Brampton. We're at a cottage called Brown Dyke Stables and it's lovely, really, really lovely. It's an old converted barn or stables of some kind, but it's been done really, really beautifully. I'm sure I'll give you some snippets of it during the week and things as well. You've got the downstairs is the kitchen and 2 double bedrooms, and then the upstairs you've got a big kind of lounge which has actually got sort of 2 parts. So the first part is just sofas and a fireplace, and then the back part has actually got another sofa and kids coming up the stairs carrying biscuits, and a little TV room, and then there's a twin bedroom for the boys upstairs as well. So it is lovely. We arrived yesterday. Journey down was all right. It's only about 3 hours for us, which wasn't too bad. Rain was horrendous. We had to go via Edinburgh instead of Perth and Stirling because Perth was pretty much flooded. So slight diversions, but it wasn't too bad at all. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting settled into a week of holiday. We've been chatting about what we're going to do and things like that. So today we're heading off to a country park, I think, just a relatively local, easy first day kind of thing. But we've got plans later in the week. I think we're heading over towards Keswick and we're going to go and do a walk, which I've forgotten the name of. But there was a place my dad wants to go and walk, part of the Lake District. I'll tell you later in the week when I remember the name of it. It sounds like we're thinking of heading to Carlisle Castle. There's also an art sculpture garden place that my dad's wanted to go for a long time, which we're relatively close to. So I think we might head to that one day. We're also talking about heading into Gretna. I've never been to Gretna Green. There's obviously quite a lot of history in there, because Gretna Green is where a lot of people from England used to elope to get married. And there's a famous blacksmiths where they used to go and get married. And there's also, they've got like a Gretna Green experience, which gives you a lot of the history. So a bit of a touristy one, but I think we might head into Gretna and have a little look at some of the history of that. Yeah, and then I think there might have been a railway thing as well. Does that sound about right? The boys are here. Oh look, you can see a Jasper in the background. Yeah, I think there might be a steam railway place as well that we might go. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a nice week with reasonable weather and we'll have lots of fun. You excited? You show them who you've brought with you. The ghost has come on holiday with us. Arthur, what are you doing to entertain yourself while you're walking around?
My super spotting list.
Yeah, Jasper has a nature book, which I'll show you in a little bit. But Arthur forgot to bring his nature book, so I created him a super spotting list for going round, and you're adding stuff. What have you found so far?
I found some clowns, some swans, some duckies, some nettles, some long grass, and bramble. I'm sure
There we go.
And fun.
So we're having a look for all the nature things
Yeah.
while we walk around.
Yeah. And I found an acorn. These are my nature books. Well, one of them's nature and the other one's birds. This one has a lot of different types of birds. This one has a few birds, but mostly nature. Has some It's actually quite cool. There's some clouds. Mute Swan. Look, it's scribbled off because I found it.
Yes, we love these books. The I Spy books. You can get all kinds of different versions. They're brilliant. Great for when you're out and about because the kids can keep an eye out for stuff and it keeps them interested and they don't get bored. And yeah, all kinds of things. Hello, it is Tuesday. No, it's not. It's Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
And we are on, what are we hunting for?
A waterfall.
We are on a waterfall hunt. We can hear it. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear it. I'm on my phone, so the audio probably won't be as clear. There's a really muddy bit that I'm going to fall over in as I record and walk. But yeah, we are on a waterfall hunt at the moment. We're near Keswick on the edge of Berwick Water, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to get my dad to explain where we are in a little bit. But yeah, waterfall hunting today. Okay, we are now heading up to Bowderstone. We're just doing a couple of smaller walks. They're only kind of half a mile or so each way, so I guess a mile or so each, because you've got to go there and back, haven't you? So we found the waterfall, as you will have seen, and we're now heading up towards Bowderstone, which is apparently, I've never been there, Mum and Dad have, apparently a giant rock that you can go on top of, and it's really, really big. I will have put the little image in either now or earlier, I'm not sure, which shows you a little bit about Bowderstone. We'll see. You're going to go climb on the big rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will get my dad on camera later telling you about the area. I will do it. finally got my dad on camera and he's going to tell us about Boulderstone.
This is the Boulderstone down at the bottom of Derwent Water in Borrowdale, and the myth goes that this particular rock hundreds of years ago came off the very, very top of the crags just above us.
Which of those ones up
rolled
there?
All the way down, and this is where it landed.
There we
go. The steps have been here for about 80 years now.
What, these same steps, or do you think they've replaced them?
They have replaced the steps. It used to be a set of wooden steps, but now these nice metal ones will last a bit longer.
They're really, really, really steep. Arthur didn't like going back down them. Mum's at the bottom. She hasn't come up. Oh, it looks like we can go underneath it and round the back as well. Mind your head, Arthur. I don't think it goes all the way through, does it?
There's light.
Is there? No.
There is.
Where?
In there. See?
Oh yeah. Can you see that on the camera?
I'll go check that inside. It's over there.
Looks like that goes all the way through. Arthur's just run round the other side and it looks like the hole does meet up on the other side. Not sure we'd fit through that one though.
No, I'm gonna go through this.
Yeah, there we go. You can get all the way around it.
It's even a nice place to lie and eat some crisps.
Whoops, trip over my own feet. And here we are, back at the stairs.
Castle, and this is a cave we found. I don't know.
What are you finding interesting about Carlisle Castle?
Interesting.
In the history, because you've learnt a lot at
yeah,
school.
Mary Queen of Scots and stuff.
And stuff. Arthur has been learning a lot of Scottish history, especially history around Mary Queen of Scots, and he's been telling me all about it this morning, but I bet he won't tell us now.
Oh yeah, I will.
Can you tell us a little bit, not all of it.
Okay, yeah. So, Mary was born, I don't know when, I forgot, and her parents died, so she was like crowned like Queen of Scots at the age of 7.
I think it was actually 6 days old.
6 days, and then she got sent to France at 27, I think. Then, and she married Francis. And
who was the heir to?
The King of France. So Mary became the Queen of France. And
then when he died, where did she go?
Back to Scotland.
Back to Scotland, that's right. Where she married a couple of other people who also died.
Yeah.
And then she had lots of problems, didn't she? And she escaped to England to go and get help from her cousin, who was
Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth I. But Elizabeth I thought she
was guilty of treason and trying to plan to kill her to steal
the throne. Elizabeth I thought she was coming to steal the English throne because she had a right to the English throne, and locked her up. And Carlisle Castle is one of the places that Mary Queen of Scots was locked up.
One of the two.
One of the two places. Where was the other place?
The Tower of London.
That's right. Should we go and explore some more?
Yeah.
So So we've just been looking up a little bit of the history of Carlisle Castle, and it's been continuously occupied apparently since the 11th century. The original first castle was built, or the first fort I guess, was built in the 11th century, 1097 or something like that. That no longer exists, but the keep behind us was being built in the 12th century. And then it's been occupied ever since that, right up until the 1960s, because from the 18th century to the 1960s it was used by a branch of the British Army that I've forgotten the name of, the Border Regiment, I think it was, something like that. And there is actually still a museum of military life here as well, which we're going to go into a little bit later on. And yeah, it's been the place of a lot of battles between the Scots and the English, including kind of, I've forgotten now, is it Robert the Bruce? Some of the big battles there as well. Obviously being on the Scottish borders, it's a good kind of location. Also the site of quite a big battle between the Wars of the Roses, which was, I can't remember the dates now. History is not my strength, I have to say. I find it fascinating, but I'm not very good at remembering dates and things. But the Wars of the Roses, which was the battles between the Lancasterians and the Yorkists. Dad's just wandering past me now. And the Scots joined up with the Lancaster group and fought the Yorkists, and this was again one of the sites of that. One of the things that's really quite interesting, and I'll flip you around in a minute, is because it's been used for so long, it's got quite a lot of new buildings. So this building here was built in 1881, so it's kind of more Victorian. And if I flip you round so that you can see over the kind of courtyard of the castle, there's a lot of these more modern buildings, again probably still kind of Victorian. I don't quite know, there's no dates on these ones, but these are all named for different battles from, we're assuming World War One. I'm not 100% sure. There's Gallipoli, Ypres and stuff like that. So these were all used as, we think, maybe barracks and stuff like that during the World Wars. So yeah, lots of really interesting history. Good morning. It is Wednesday and it's quite early. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, but I'm up with the boys. What was I going to say? I don't really know. We've had a lovely week so far. I'm a bit tired today. You're getting to that stage in a week where we've done lots of activities off the back of a few busy work weeks. So I am starting to feel it a little bit, but it's fine. I think we've got a slightly quieter day today planned. We're heading to, I've forgotten what it's called. It's near Keswick. I'll tell you later. I don't know how much videoing I'll do while we're there because it's a more of a kids' activity. Basically, it's like a quarry place there's a little narrow gauge railway, a museum, a mining museum, and then I think there's some like panning stuff, like where you can pan for rocks and minerals and all of that kind of stuff, which I know the kids will really enjoy because they love that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a slightly quieter day in that sense today, I think. But I thought I would just share the project that I've been working on the most this week, and that is my zombie vixen mitts. And I've actually, I haven't completely finished the first one. I've still got to do the thumb, but I'm going to do the thumbs at the end. But look, I have a nearly finished mitten, excluding the thumb.
Looking amazing.
And, it's focused on Arthur's face. Block your face off so it'll focus on the mitten. There we go. I really like this colourway. I love the kind of stripy, almost pooly, but still completely random. I'm really happy with how this has come out. And I was good, and I did cast the second one on straight away. So I'm still in the rib. I've only done a few rows, but it is cast on, so I will actually carry on with it. Thank you. So yeah, that's been some good progress. I'm not sure whether I'm going to pick that up and work on that this morning, or whether I'm just going to pick up a pair of socks. I don't know. I need a cup of tea, and I need to wake up a little bit first, I think.
Probably.
Chugga 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 chugga.
It doesn't matter if you just do it bit by bit, does it?
Golden colour.
Open up the window, I'm breathing in the last of September. I can feel the wind blow, and the late summer sky is like a giant ember. Everything is turning into gold. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. Since I was a little child, every year for as long as I remember, all the leaves were running wild, going all the way until November. Turn the world around us into gold. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. I wonder where they're going, the flight of swallows sailing through the sky. There's no way of knowing, but maybe someplace far from you and I. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun.
Today we are at Old Water and we are hunting for waterfalls again.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind, and though I know that there is nothing to find. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light. Streets all alone, all you can see, thinking about what your life came to be. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light.
We have made it to the top of Air Force. It's just started to rain, but it's actually quite mild, so I'm really warm. Yeah, it's a walk. I'm flushed. Yeah, we've made it to the top, spotted a couple of bits of waterfall on the way. But if I remember from last time we came here, you get a lot better views on the way down as well. And in fact, we're actually able to get under the bottom, well, not right under the waterfall, but right down at the bottom of the big waterfall a little bit later on. So we're going to go do that, aren't we? Yeah. Eagle-eyed among you may recognise this walk from a vlog I did back in 2020, I think, where I vlogged a week we did in the Lake District, and we actually came on this walk. I'd forgotten I'd recorded this one until I started recording it today, and I suddenly thought, this feels very familiar. So yeah, I have actually vlogged this walk once before when you were 3 years younger, so you were probably 6. Jazzy was probably 3. It'll be interesting to look back and see it, won't it?
Yeah.
See the differences. It was a sunnier day back in 2020 than it is today, but that's fine.
It's a nice day, but it's raining now.
You like the rain, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, come on, let's go catch up with everyone else.
Nay!
Live another day, like the mothers of Brazil find their way. We're all on our own, but you're the most beautiful I've ever known. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light.
And that is pretty much the end of our holiday. Today is Friday. It is about, I don't know, 6, coming up to 6:30, something like that in the evening. We are back at the cottage. This is my bedroom, by the way. I know I haven't really shown much around the cottage because we've been out all the time doing activities and things like that. But hopefully you've enjoyed all the places that we've been. Today was lovely. The walk we did is called Air Force, and as I said, it's one we've done before and it's one of my favourites. I absolutely loved it. And then we had lunch in Glenridding, and then a little drive down the lake, and then that was pretty much the whole day. It was quite a busy day in the end. It doesn't sound it, does it? But the walk was a fair walk, and because of where we stayed this year, we're about nearly an hour away from kind of the central, well, not the central parks, an hour away from roughly Keswick and Ullswater and things like that. So the one drawback of this cottage was that we had quite a lot of driving each day. But I mean, that's been fine. We're a family that don't mind a bit of a drive, so it's not really a big issue. The kids are great in the car. But yeah, so busy day. The one thing I did want to share with you though, and I'm so annoyed at myself because I didn't film anything, and I wish I'd remembered to get my camera out and film it. But as we were driving along Ullswater, we just saw this little sign saying Wool Farm Shop Open. And we thought, oh, we've got to go and check that out. We've got to go and see the farm shop, the wool farm shop. So we drove down and we followed this tiny little track. It kept going and it kept going and it kept going, and it got narrower and narrower until eventually, and every so often there were these little slate signs with the word wool and an arrow. So we just kept following the signs. And eventually we came to this farm that had a couple of little Airbnb kind of places, and then it was run as a sheep farm as well. And lo and behold, they had a little shop. And it was really funny because we followed the signs and we were kind of wondering where things were, and then all of a sudden this farmer appeared. And he was like, oh, are you here to see the wool, in a proper kind of Northern Lakes accent, which I'm not even going to try and replicate. And we said yes, of course, and he let us into the shop, which was basically a room at the back of the garage. It was lovely in there though, it was really nicely done. And I picked up a couple of bits and pieces. Now it was all, whoops, I forgot Jasper had a little fridge magnet in there as well. It was all proper sheepy wool. So this is all sheep that they have on the farm. So this is the thing, it's called Crickleback Herdwicks. And this one is a Herdwick that I picked up. So this is actually, my dad picked this one out because he wants a hat knit out of this for Christmas. There was a sample in there of a hat knit out of it and he really liked it, just a simple ribbed hat. This is DK, so worsted spun, and it's the natural sheep wool. They're dark wooled sheep, dark fleeced sheep. I'm not really sure. So it's just the natural colour. It's 100 grams and it's DK, so that'll be perfect for a hat for him. So yeah, and then the other one I picked up is this one. Again, it's from the same people. They're the Crickleback Herdwicks, but this isn't a Herdwick wool. This is another breed that they have. It's called Red Fox Sheep Wool. And I don't know if the colour is not going to come out on the camera. It was such an interesting colour. It's kind of a beige, but it's got like these browny kind of taupey kind of colours to it. So it was a really, really interesting natural colour. This again, it's 100 grams and it's an Aran weight. So I was thinking I could maybe do myself some little mittens or something out of this. I'm wondering about adding a little bit of, I was wondering about doing something like the thrummed mittens with a bit of fleece or a bit of, a little bit of, words are failing me, a little bit of fibre through it. I've never done them before, and I don't know whether Aran weight, 100 grams of Aran will do me a pair of mittens. I've not really knit much with Aran weight, but if a pair of a DK skein would definitely, I should be fine, and then just line it with a little bit or something. I don't know. If you have any ideas of something to do with this for me, then let me know and I shall give it a go. But yes, two lovely local yarns from a lovely local, well, not even really a shop, a lovely local farm. It was brilliant. It was so much fun just discovering this little random wool shop. So there we go. So yeah, I'm happy with wool purchases on holiday. Anyway, I am going to wrap this one up now. I am losing the light from outside. It's starting to get dark. I need to get everything packed up. I need to get the kids sorted. And then we set off heading home tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And the next vlog will be possibly up late, actually, thinking about it. I've not quite in my head worked out what I'm going to do, but basically next week is the lead up to Glasgow, and Glasgow School of Yarn is next weekend. So I think what I might do is I'll have like my working week and the lead up to Glasgow. I've got Jem from the Little Grey Girl arriving on Wednesday evening. She's with me from Wednesday until Wednesday. So she might pop up on the vlog. We'll see if I can convince her to get on camera. And then next weekend is Glasgow. So what I might do is I might keep this week. So I'll start the week probably on Monday, give myself a bit of a break over the weekend, start the week on Monday, and we'll go straight through, and there'll be possibly some snippets of Glasgow School of Yarn in there as well. It will very much be snippets because obviously I'll be working, so I won't really be able to do much more than that. But it'll give you a little insight into the festival and things like that. So again, a complete change of pace for next week. But I will see you then. Bye.